Welcome to the Been There Doing That podcast. I'm Robert Scrivener.
And I'm Gayla Scrivener.
We left the 9-to-5 grind, downsized, and our goal is to have freedom to live and to work from just about anywhere. Welcome to another fabulous episode
Of the Been There Doing That
podcast.
Yay! Wow, we didn't rehearse that or anything.
No, we never do.
No.
And go.
All right. Well, I'm loving this. We are recording this episode up in our tent. It's nice and toasty.
Top of a roof.
Of a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
98 model.
Yeah.
Sport.
Red in color.
Mm-hmm. Red helps.
Sure does. It's red hot.
If you hear something strange in the background, it might be Oscar snoring and dreaming.
Yeah, he's chasing rabbits right now.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. Well, our last episode, we were talking about our time at Land Between the Lakes.
Oh, that was good.
Yes, I really...
Seems so long ago, though.
I think it does seem so long ago. And it kind of is.
But it's kind of not.
But kind of not. We've done a lot, seen a lot since that time.
Been a lot.
We spent 5 days at Land Between the Lakes. We weren't anticipating that long, but...
We could have spent 6, but we left a day early.
We left a day early of what we paid for.
Yeah.
But it was very reasonable.
$28 for 6 days of camping.
Yep.
For 2 people.
For 2 people. It's $7 for 3 days per person.
Yeah. It's cheap. Cheap. It's like a bird.
Chirp, chirp. Cheap, cheap.
Cheap.
I could have stayed there longer. I don't think I had my fill of it yet.
We might just have to make a weekend trip.
Yeah. Bring all 3 wieners.
All 3 wiener dogs.
Now, that is dispersed camping that we paid for.
Yes.
They have, I want to say 3, maybe 4.
5.
Oh, 5?
6, maybe.
Actual paid spots.
Yes, actual paid spots. If you want amenities, like electricity, sewer,
yeah, things
bathrooms
like that.
Close by.
Well, some of the dispersed camping had vaulted toilets fairly close.
Yeah, and fire rings.
And fire rings.
Flat places to park.
Which it looks like they were permit campgrounds at one time, but I don't know.
You mean paid?
Yeah.
Yeah, not permit.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. So we left Land Between the Lakes, and because we needed to...
Venture. We needed to venture further east.
Yeah. We felt like we needed to go. And our next stop was Rock Island State Park.
Oh, I had seen pictures on the internet from a guy on Facebook that I follow. I'm trying to think of his name.
It'll come to you.
Bob Sailors, I believe was his name. I'll have to confirm that. But he lives around Tennessee area like that and does a lot of waterfall pictures.
I like waterfalls.
And that's one reason why I wanted to go there.
Rock Island had waterfalls.
It had waterfalls.
Aha. Where's Rock Island kind of close to? I can't remember.
It's, let's see, visually pictured in my mind, I believe it is southwest or south of Crossville and near McMinnville.
Is that Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been so long ago.
It has been. We got there, and is that the park that we got the last spot?
Yes, that one was the park.
That one was the park that we got the last spot.
Spot 48.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got there, and after we checked in...
Friday?
I want to say so.
Yeah,
it was for a weekend.
They were having a Halloween costume or
pumpkin carving contest
going on Saturday night. So
it was a big to-do over the weekend, and we were just lucky to get a spot.
And it had electricity.
And water. And
the park provided Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So we sucked it up till after midnight.
Yeah.
But first.
Worked and worked.
But first.
What was the best part of that
We
camp?
took a nice long hot shower.
Yes.
And did laundry.
Their bathhouse was great.
Yes.
And to my surprise, as we were, as I was walking past to take my shower, I saw a washer and dryer, and
And
I was so excited.
Running!
I was so excited. It's like,
Look what I found! Look what I found!
We can do laundry, and it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
So I think I did 3 loads.
Yeah. You beat the neighbors to it because I knew they were headed that way. Hurry up and get there before the neighbors do.
I did 1 load, then I let them do their loads.
And then I did. Yeah.
And then I did another one before bed because we did go to bed at midnight.
It was after midnight.
And then I did one first thing in the morning.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was a short night.
I mean, we don't go through a lot of clothes, but it was a small washer and dryer.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some blankets of Oscar's that needed freshening up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and our clothes really needed freshening up.
That was the first washing of the trip.
Yeah.
I don't know how many days that was in.
But
at least over a week.
It was great. I liked that, and we did take full advantage of electricity. I think we have a picture of like a Griswold setup with our
The
six-way and plugs on plugs on plugs.
Mm-hmm. Charge everything all at once.
Did you talk to the fellers that night on ham radio?
I did. All I could hear was only talk to one, I believe Adam.
It was kind of noisy,
City.
wasn't it?
It was noisy that night.
Yeah.
And nobody else was on.
Oh, well.
Adam was the only one on, so I talked to him for 15, 20 minutes.
For a little bit. I'm glad that we stopped
Central
there.
Tennessee to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Amazes me every time.
Well, before we set up camp, I mean, we stopped by our camp spot 48.
Yes.
And I didn't want to set up quite then because I knew that if we set up,
we'd be done and settle in and wouldn't do nothing.
Well,
you wanted to go.
I wanted to explore the waterfalls because I thought we're not going to do it the next day, and we can't camp,
set up
the
camping.
following day at the state park because they were all full.
They were already booked.
So instead of setting up camp as soon as we got there, we decided to tootle around, and we had a nice little hike.
Yes, to the power plant thing.
Mm-hmm. There was one area that was fairly strenuous that we went down some stairs.
Half a mile.
Well, it was slick. I was carrying Oscar in the sling, and there was water flowing over the stairs.
Well, I took a picture of that.
Yeah.
And video.
And I was afraid that I might slip with Oscar. So it was fairly straight up and down and kind of slick, but it was beautiful.
It was. I enjoyed that one.
And then we drove to the other side and saw the bigger
Powerhouse
falls.
Road, that's what it was. Powerhouse Road, I believe.
And that was beautiful. And so once we were done with that, that's when we enjoyed our camping spot.
Yeah, it was getting not too late. It was probably 4:30.
Mm-hmm. We did our work. We showered. We laundered. We slept. We got up the next day and headed east again.
Where'd we go there? Oh, I know.
Where was it?
We went to outside of Chattanooga to Signal Mountain area. Prentice Cooper Wildlife Management Area.
Oh, on our way, though, we stopped in Chattanooga, didn't we?
No, because this is before Chattanooga.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
We needed to get close to Chattanooga because the following day we wanted to make a visit to Chattanooga.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that wildlife management area.
Yes.
We drove around there all over the place.
I had looked it up on freecampsites.net, I believe. If not, it was another one that's kind of like that. Campendium or something like that. I don't like their website. It's difficult. But anyway, freecampsites.net, I'm pretty sure, had 3 different spots. And all 3 spots were blocked off.
They wouldn't let us park there. And we were kind of disappointed. But the drive was awesome.
It was.
It was a nice drive. But then we went back to the entrance.
And there was a
park ranger?
Park ranger, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or a conservation agent, actually. And I said, is there camping around here? He said, you can camp right over there across the street at the Hunters Campground because they were having a hunt on the weekend.
And they closed off all those
camping areas for
inside so we wouldn't get shot.
Yeah, it's probably a wise maneuver.
That is a wise maneuver. So that was free camping
in the parking lot.
And there was
probably half a dozen other campers there.
Yeah, it was fairly cold that night.
It rained.
Oh, yeah, it did rain.
It did rain. It rained.
We've seen a lot of rain this trip so far.
And put up in the rain. We folded up tent in between the rain, actually, and then headed down to Chattanooga.
But that spot, I was thinking it was going to be noisy, but everybody was so quiet.
Yeah.
And
had one guy sleeping in a hammock across from us, and then I think a bumper pull down the end of the lane.
There was one guy.
Teenagers, millennials over there trying to build a fire.
Robert.
I know, I'm bad. Trying to build a fire.
There was one guy we noticed when we got up that he set up his ground tent on his trailer.
Yeah, brought his side by side and on the trailer, and then set his side by side off, and then set the tent on the trailer off the ground.
Which is a good thing.
Smart maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be an older gentleman.
Probably.
Wise.
And I liked that area, and it wasn't remote, so thank goodness there was
remote.
Well, it was, but I couldn't go to the bathroom in the woods because there were too many people around.
Too many people around.
So I was pleased that there was a porta potty.
There was a fiberglass porta john.
And thank goodness for hand sanitation.
Everybody needs it.
Oh my goodness. Oh well. But a girl has to do what a girl has to do.
If you're going to hang around me.
Yeah, I guess. But then we left there. I really did like that camping area.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if we had internet there or not. I wrote it down, but I don't have those notes up here in this.
Yes, we had excellent 4G internet.
Oh, yeah.
At Prentice Cooper.
That was nice.
Down where we was wanting to camp at, what was it, Davis Lake?
Oh, yes.
Or Davis Lake
And that
Road,
was blocked off,
and it was blocked off. I don't believe we had any internet there.
Well, we left.
Not that we'd seek out internet, but kind of nice.
It is the ideal situation.
For you.
For us.
Yeah, I like it too.
Because if we are able to have internet,
sunshine,
we could work in remote places.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's our quest to mark those on our Gaia GPS.
The way we know, hey, we can go here and work and stay charged up.
And then we know some that we can say, hey, we can go here and escape the whole world because they can't get us.
That's right. Good luck. It's like the one we're at tonight.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Off the grid.
Mm-hmm. Well, we left the wildlife management area. That was Prentice Cooper.
Prentice Cooper Wildlife Management Area.
And went to Chattanooga.
Yeah, which was not far.
And
17 miles I think we needed to go to there.
And I have my GPS set for no highways. So we kind of
avoided
all
interstates.
Yes. And so it was a nice little drive.
A little curvy drive.
Mm-hmm. And where did we visit that you were so excited?
We went and visited Tom.
Yes.
At CVT, Cascadia Vehicle Tents. We needed some parts.
Thank you, Tom. Tom was so nice.
Yeah, he was.
And he was all by himself.
He walked in and was like, may I help you?
He's not. It's more of a shipping place, but they do have a little showroom.
Yeah,
but he doesn't.
A holding place for out east.
Yes, that's any CVT that is shipped to the East Coast comes out of that warehouse in Chattanooga.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I said it better.
You did.
But we needed parts, and we've asked about it at the last couple of Overland Expos, but they don't really have these little parts.
Yeah, they don't bring them out
to the expo. So I'm glad that they've opened a Chattanooga site because we've never been able to get as far northwest as
Bend, Oregon,
where they are.
Yet.
Exactly.
Yet.
And I don't know how long Chattanooga site has been open. A couple years maybe.
Yeah, it's about right.
Well, Tom set us up with new straps for the...
Yes, straps all around.
Yep.
For the tent in the cover.
When it's time to, to install those, I think a video is in order.
You think a video is in order, eh?
I'll practice with that.
Okay.
Because you're going to be installing.
I will be one.
After CVT, it was time to, it was early in the day, I think. Yeah. So, we went to REI.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Well, you took therapy. I did, and I remembered that one.
Well,
I was kind of looking forward to that one.
We had been thinking, several months, and hem-hawing around on getting a water filter. Water
purification filter, whatever you want to call it.
It's a water pump.
A hand pump
that filters. And you had shown me a video, I want to say at least 6 months ago, and I was convinced that was the product for us. And we just hemmed-haw around and didn't get it. But we decided that since we're in Chattanooga, REI carries them. Yeah. So that's where we went. So
it's the same price back home at a Bass Pro. So
yeah. What did we get?
We got an MSR. I'm trying to think of the model of it.
It'll come to you.
It will later. It's short term still.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's a hand pump water
system.
Filter.
It's a water filter.
Yeah.
I like the hand pump instead of sipping through a straw.
Exactly.
I like that we can refill our water bottles.
We got a
dromedary bag.
2.5 gallon or 10 liter dromedary bag.
I like that word.
Dromedary?
Yeah.
Sounds like camel.
Yeah.
I wonder where it came from. Dromedary.
Dromedary
Bag to put our water in and haul it, if we need be.
We haven't used that yet, but we've used the filter.
Yeah, the hand pump filter.
Because we seem to get next to streams.
Yeah, like to park next to a stream and get our water from there. Get the clearest and the cleanest water possible.
Well, I am glad that we made that investment.
If all else fails, you can always boil it for 10 minutes.
Right.
That will help.
I'm glad that we made the investment because carrying a whole slew of water bottles...
It gets old.
Mm-hmm.
It gets old.
And buying more or refilling and not really knowing.
Yeah.
So.
And we can refill next to a stream.
Yes.
And you can always boil.
Exactly.
If you don't trust it that much.
Oh, and you got an extra, speaking of boiling, you got an extra fuel.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of boiling, I got an extra fuel container.
For our MSR.
Whisper Light.
Yep.
Stove.
So now we have two.
Holds 30 ounces. That's what it holds, the big one.
We have a 20 ounce.
And a 30 ounce.
And a 30 ounce.
And maybe 32, but I think it's 30.
I'm glad we have that too, because I like...
Yes.
I like the size of those.
Not having to carry a fuel can with us or jug.
Right.
Yes.
I'm liking that.
I'm glad you're liking this.
You've convinced me. You've converted me.
I have almost converted you.
Yep. The one thing that we know that next time we won't bring is the Coleman stove.
Yes, the little one single burner.
Yeah. It just takes
500 series Coleman stove.
It's too slow in cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't know if it'll ever boil water.
Don't think
it tries, but I don't think it could boil water.
Well, I like the little Whisper Light. Is that what it's called?
The multi-fuel stove.
I'm getting... not that I set it up or ever light it.
You did tear it down tonight, though.
I did tear it down for the first time.
Or broke it down. Not tear it down, but broke it down.
Whatever it's called.
Okay. Carry on.
Carry on. Where did we go after Chattanooga?
Oh, my. We went to Santitla.
Santitla?
That's what I'm going to call it.
Okay.
Santeetlah. Santitla Lake near Robbinsville, North Carolina, which is the home of Ronnie Millsap.
Ronnie Millsap.
I'm glad I could refresh your memory.
Yes. I was like, You did tell me when we were there.
Yes, and we've been there before in Robbinsville, but we never camped. And that's close to the Tail of the Dragon.
Which is?
A famous road for motorcyclists that like to go up and down through there and go around all the corners. And
Very
there's
fast.
like, no, you won't go fast through there.
Oh.
It's a public road, but it's like 12% grade.
Ooh.
Or more. But no, we still haven't been there.
We've had friends that have been there.
Well, yeah, I've heard all about it firsthand.
Well, I liked...
it was free camping, too, at Lake Santitla. Or Santitla Lake.
I liked the camping spot.
It was nice. We was the only ones there in that spot.
It was a little dirty.
It is surrounded by not public, but private land, which people own, right on a lake. And it was nice.
It kind of reminded me of Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
But maybe not so commercialized, at least where we were.
Exactly.
And I was kind of getting bummed. Well, first of all, it wasn't pristine clean.
No. Usually
we
public lands, we will try to pick up, leave it better than
we
found
it. But then I was kind of disappointed because then there was a vehicle that pulled up.
Uh-huh.
But two gentlemen came out and were just wondering, hey, can we park our vehicle here? Because we want to kayak to our camping spot across the lake.
Yay, no problem.
No problem.
Why not? Go for it.
One of the gentlemen really liked Oscar.
Yeah, well, what's not to like about Oscar? He's a cute dog.
We had a nice conversation with them. They had, I don't remember what kind of vehicle, but they...
Toyota Land Cruiser, 80 series.
Oh,
Not that I was paying attention or anything.
I know that you know these things.
237,000 miles, gets 11 miles a gallon. we talked about it.
You did talk about it. They asked us about our overlanding gear and everything. And so they did their thing and floated across the lake.
Sunset, yeah.
At sunset, I think they probably got to their campsite late.
In the dark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was cold that night.
That was frosty.
Was that
the windy night? Windy night. It was, I think, low 40s, upper 30s.
And the
wind was 40 miles an hour.
Or more. It was just whipping us around.
Wind chill, I think, 27. Yeah. No,
it was so noisy.
Or it was 27 that night, and the wind chill was colder. It was frosty.
It was really cold. Thank goodness for a lot of blankets and a warm wiener dog.
Yeah, a little four-legged heater.
But what kept me awake was the wind beating.
Yeah, it was a short night that night.
Yeah. I think I got up and I said, I'm tired of this wind. Let's pack up.
Pack it up. We're heading out.
And so we left fairly early in the morning, if memory serves.
Memory served correctly.
And we hightailed it out of Santitla.
Yeah, up
Lake.
Through Bryson City, Cherokee, which we've been there before.
Nice. I really like those areas.
And then we went up a steep, long hill out of Cherokee.
One might say mountain.
It could be, I suppose.
And is that when we hooked up onto the Blue Ridge Parkway?
It was a ways away from there, but yes.
And our destination was another free campsite.
Yes, which was, I believe, near Buck Creek Gap.
Okay.
Victor Road.
Is that the one with the chimney?
Yes.
It was an area that I guess a house used to be there, and that all that remains is the chimney. And we went down to the area, and it's like, that's great, but I have got to. This was on a Sunday, and I had to do something before Monday.
Yes.
And
you kept checking your phone for internet.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And it was no service.
But 2.5 miles away, something like that.
Before the last service that we saw on the phone was about 2.5 miles away, and so we saw the campsite, and I said, well, that is cool, but it's early enough in the day. I've got to work at least an hour or two. And so we went back, and there's a parking area about 2.5 miles away that was like at an intersection for
Buck
a couple
Creek
of
Gap
things.
Stop. Overlook.
Okay. And that is at the Eastern Continental Divide.
That's correct. I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't either.
Evidently there is, because I took a picture of it.
You took a picture of the sign.
Yeah,
so
that's what I took a picture of. It could be the divide right there, but I took a picture of the sign.
And with the phone in the right at the windshield, I had two
Excellent
bars,
bars.
2 bars of 4G LTE or whatever that is. And
Excellent. You didn't want to move.
I didn't. I sat there in the passenger seat and I just really crammed in work. And then it was getting kind of dark.
While you were doing that, I was doing time-lapse video.
Oh, that was a neat video that you did.
501 pictures.
Wow.
For a 16-second video.
You have patience. 16 seconds?
16 seconds. That's all it took.
Which camera did you use?
It didn't take 16 seconds. It took 45 minutes to create or more.
Yeah.
The Fujifilm.
Oh, that is cool.
Took stills and then put them on there 25 frames a second back.
Wow.
Yeah, beautiful.
That was a fine artistic thing that you did there. Well, I was done working because I just threw my hands up and it's like, it's getting dark.
Let's go.
So we left to go back to the campsite. And on the way there, I mean, it was dark. It was very dark. And on the way there, we saw a car. It's like, oh, Robert, I'm so sorry.
Somebody took the camp spot. I said, no.
I thought that they did. I really did. And you went around or a little further down and parked at another area. And I thought we were just somewhere else.
In the middle of the road.
Yeah, I thought we were in the middle of the road. And so I was kind of freaked out all night.
Yeah. You were.
You did talk to the fellows.
Yes, I did.
On ham radio.
Enough to give them my Maidenhead coordinates where I was.
I told you, I said, let them know where we are because no one will know. No one will know where we are. So you did.
Well, that was my job.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't hear, I think we heard a couple of cars.
One car went by at 10-something at night.
Okay. And that kind of freaked me out. I don't know why. Because I didn't know where we were because we got there.
Exactly.
But
it was peaceful.
It was peaceful.
No wind.
In the morning, though.
We had frost.
And I heard wind up in the trees. But it did not blow our tent at all.
No.
And it was just very pleasant.
Sun came out, warmed us up.
We got out, and then I realized we are at that campsite with the chimney.
You didn't pay much attention.
It was dark.
It was dark.
It was very dark. And that was the first time that you flew the drone.
I did.
On our trip.
All the way up to 400 feet almost.
That was good footage.
I can't wait to put that together.
So I ended up really liking that spot, even though I was freaked out. I would go back there.
No internet.
No, but 2.5 miles away there is.
Exactly.
So you just have to drive to the office.
You drive to the office 2.5 miles away.
Is that the last stop that we had before we ventured even like close to Winston-Salem?
No.
What was the next stop?
Roseboro
Road.
Yep, Roseboro Road.
That was just off the side of the road?
Yeah, free camping again.
Off of the Parkway.
But between there, we went and did a little Switzerland.
That I wish we could explore a little more.
Little Switzerland, North Carolina, off the Blue Ridge Parkway. That was a curvy, fun, steep hill.
Yes.
But fun.
And we were at a stop sign, and somebody noticed your antenna.
A feller Jeeper
pulled
up behind me and then pulled up beside me at a stop sign down at the very bottom and held up his microphone. And I said, what frequency? And he rattled off some numbers, 145, 590, I believe it was, and which is a local repeater for Mount Mitchell.
That's the highest one?
Which is the highest repeater this side of the Mississippi, because Mount Mitchell is the highest point this side of Mississippi. And so we carried on a conversation later on.
Yeah, that was really neat.
Yeah.
Fellow ham evangelist.
Yep.
Stop beside us, and we rolled down the windows to talk a little bit.
Exactly.
And then later you heard him talking about you, and so you chimed right in.
I chimed right in.
Very good.
Can't leave them hanging.
Roseboro was a very, very nice spot.
Yes,
I think that
had excellent internet.
Yes, 2 bars right there.
4G.
And
kind of a little secluded, hidden spot.
No sunlight, though.
No, it was all trees, surrounded by trees, a little covey hole back off of Roseboro Road.
I really liked that
Free
area.
camping.
Yeah.
Free camping.
That was... Nope, there wasn't a little creek there, was
Nope.
there?
If there was, through the town of Roseboro, there was.
Mm.
A town, meaning a little paved spot with a cute little church that was there.
And I loved that drive between the
Parkway,
lake.
yeah.
The
And Edgemont.
Mm-hmm. That was such a fun day.
Yeah.
I loved that. Well, then...
Where'd we go from there?
I guess that's when we went toward Winston-Salem, right?
Yes, Roseboro to, it was, I think, Louisville.
Louisville.
Or Pafftown.
Well,
Could be silent P, I don't know. It'd be Fafftown.
Fafftown. Typically, the P F is Faff.
F, yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, we decided that we needed to have a few days. How many days? 4 days? 3 days?
A Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night.
Okay.
So 4 nights.
4 nights. We had scheduled an Airbnb.
Our first one ever.
First one ever. And so that's where our destination was. Fafftown Airbnb, so that we could get a ton of work done.
You needed internet for a video call.
Yes.
And I just wanted to be close to a rendezvous.
Yes. Well, let's wrap it up, Robert. We'll talk about our...
Rendezvous later?
Yeah, let's talk about that later.
Well,
the next episode.
Okay. Where can they find us at, Gayla?
Well, I would love for them to see where we're at on Instagram, because you post there quite frequently.
I do. A lot.
Yes, been there doing that.
Yes.
Is where they can find you. And it's the same on Facebook, but we don't post there as often.
And also on YouTube.
That is right. You need to catch the YouTube channel. Been there doing that, because Robert is doing more and more video.
Well, I'm trying.
Yes.
My wheels are spinning, but I'm trying.
And so you post things on YouTube quicker than what they may come out on our website.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But any time that if you have any questions or comments or want to shoot us an email at podcast@beentheredoingthat.
If you just want to ask, hey, where are you at?
Yes.
There you go.
Hey, where you at? You might want to just do a direct message on Instagram.
That's true.
Because you might get it faster.
You'll get it faster if we have internet.
That's right. Or, if not, if you're a ham evangelist, then you can...
You can just hop on 80 meters and I'll be on mobile.
Yep. But, well, we've wrapped it up, Robert.
I did.
And until next time...
Watch your top knot.